I will make sure that I get my news coverage from a reliable source.
Hey players, good morning players, good morning players, all players, hey players, Musty, Marjorie, Frumpy Duck. This is incitement of an insurrection. They suspended her without explanation. This witness wasn't shown on camera because she was underage, and a spokesperson for Mayor Jacob Fry to the motherfucking Duck, who's in the mariachi band being placed outside of his house. This is Double D Momo, reporter for the Black Green News, where I'm black and the news is always accurate. Player, grab your teacup. It's time for Real Tea with Double D. Hey players, welcome to a brand new episode of the Real Tea with Double D. Of course, I am Double D, and we are on the GSNC Podcasting Network. So excited to be with you all tonight to record a brand new episode of the Real Tea with Double D, and it's been a while. Oh, Double D been busy. I've had a few things going on, guys, but I am here now, ready to spill some tea because it has been a riveting day. It's been a riveting day for me only because I have been watching the trial for the murder of Ahmaud Arbery. That has really been keeping me preoccupied since Friday, since it began, which was on Friday. So, well, jury selection was before that, but since opening statements began on Friday, I have been consumed with watching this because I'm just really interested in it. I actually flipped from watching Kyle Rittenhouse. I've only been keeping up with the highlights of what's going on with him, and then I flipped over to really devote my time to analyzing and watching the Ahmaud Arbery proceedings because it's very important to me, and I really wanted to break it down and see exactly what comes out in it. Now, I'm not going to break anything down regarding that tonight. We will be doing that tomorrow on the show We Can't Make This Shit Up with the Guru. So you guys make sure you join us tomorrow night at 10 o'clock Central Standard Time, where we will be discussing the trial for the murder of Ahmaud Arbery. We're also going to be speaking about Astro World and possibly a few other things. So, depending on what develops, but I'm just really consumed with what's happening in this trial. Today was it wasn't as emotional as Monday, but it was really taxing because there was so many objections and breaks and all that. So if you haven't watched my review of today's proceedings, please make sure you watch on TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook. So I'm here to record a brand new episode of the Real Tea with Double D, and I am live on Facebook and YouTube. So I want to stop right now and say hello to all my friends and my babies out there, my players out there in Facebook and YouTube land. Thank you all for joining. I will be recording this in 2 sets. So once I get done with this one, then I'll come back and record the second portion of it. So we're going to just go ahead and start things off. Even though I've been consumed, you guys know I can't stay away from the news, so I still been keeping up on what's going on. So the first item that's on the agenda to discuss tonight is the judge ruling United Airlines can mandate vaccines. Oh, excuse me. Am I messing this up? You guys, I'm tired. Okay, let me read that again. Judge rules United Airlines can mandate vaccines for employees. That actually was a Texas federal judge that ruled that they can mandate vaccines there. In a 15-page ruling, U.S. Judge Mark Pittman said that the plaintiffs, which were 6 United Airlines employees, had not established that they would suffer intimate harm if he were not to issue a preliminary injunction against the mandate. So they will be able to continue with that mandate. I believe those employees have, or that I believe their deadline has already passed to get vaccinated. It was on October 25th, but they extended it until November 8th. So they have United Airlines employees have until then to go ahead and get vaccinated. Um, United Airlines issued a statement saying that they're pleased with the court's decision. They know that that is the best way to keep everyone safe, and they want everyone to get vaccinated. And over 90% of United Airlines employees have chosen to do so. So, hey, I mean, I'm all for it. Look, I believe this. I believe 100% that those vaccines are going to have to be mandated. It seems to be working. If you have a real valid reason not to get vaccinated, it's like a medical problem or a religious belief that it can be validated, then you don't have to get the vaccine. But if you have no good valid reason why you don't want to get vaccinated, then I feel like you should get vaccinated. And that's 6 employees out of the hundreds of thousands of employees that United Airlines has. So I guess that's pretty good, for only 6 of them to file this lawsuit on behalf of probably, I would guess it was around probably about 300 employees that are left that haven't gotten vaccinated, maybe a few more. So, hey, it is what it is, honey. You just got to take the bitter with the sweet. I tell people all the time, if you have a legitimate reason why you are not vaccinated, then you need to say that. But if you don't have a legitimate reason, then you need to go ahead and get vaccinated. It's what's safe for the community, and it is what it is. And it's been proven time and time again on in courts that it can be mandated by these companies. So they have a right to run their businesses how they want to run their businesses. So I don't have any qualms with that. That's 100% for sure. But we're going to scurry our asses on over to Los Angeles because there was a protest there today. There was an anti-vaxxers protest in Los Angeles on yesterday. Excuse me. And the protest was organized by Firefighters for Freedom, and it occurred outside the city hall as city employees are expected to be fully vaccinated by December 18th. So there was thousands of them, honey, and I actually have a video I want you all to see. I mean, thousands of them were out there protesting.
We are over Grand Park in downtown Los Angeles, right across from City Hall, and we see a large group gathering and more people coming here, anti-vax protesters. There's a rally against mandatory vaccinations, law enforcement, firefighters. We've seen a lot of signs, no forced vaccinations, stop the mandate. Of course, one of the things they're concerned about is December 18th of this year is the deadline for those vaccinations for city employees. If they don't have it, they will be terminated. A lot of mandates getting into restaurants and other things of that nature, other venues, and people are protesting the fact that they have to be vaccinated to do that. A lot of signs out here, a lot of American flags as well. What I don't see are masks on the individuals out here, so they don't feel that masks are really important as well against COVID-19. But the crowd will show you, it looks to me like at least 1,000 people, maybe more, are gathering here for this rally.
I declare, honey, what a disgrace.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
So you mean to tell me you're going to be out there protesting, not wearing masks? I mean, you're going to be out there protesting against the vaccine, against mandates, and then you're not going to wear a fucking mask? You talking about a super spreader event. These people are insane. They do not care. Oh my God. They don't. They do not care. 700,000 people, over 700,000 people have died. And they literally out there having a super spreader event, protesting vaccine mandates while not wearing a mask. Come on. You got to pick a struggle. It's either you're going to wear a mask or you're going to get vaccinated. You got to do one of the two now. Come on. You just don't want to do nothing. You just don't want to do anything, huh? I declare, honey, what a disgrace. So they are upset at, honey. This is police and firefighters unions that are against Los Angeles having a vaccine mandate for its city workers. Child, I can't. So the a member of the Firefighters for Freedom said that the vaccine mandates is an overreach by the government because it's not right for you. It's not your right to tell me what I can do with my health care and what I can put in my body. The thing is, what people don't understand and what is a public health issue. That's the thing. It's a public health issue. Child, these people just don't give a shit about nothing. Just look at them, y'all. I am thoroughly disgusted by this entire display. So there was firefighters out there, electrical workers, and other sanitation workers, police officers. Of course, we know we got to have some police officers out there in the mix. I declare, honey, it is what it is. If they want to lose their jobs, those good city jobs, then I'm pretty sure there's some vaccinated people that will go ahead and squeeze right on in. Will go ahead and slide right on in there because those are good jobs with good pay and benefits. So don't let me be in Los Angeles, baby, because I'll show slide in one of them. Don't let one of these city employees down here decide they don't want to get vaccinated and they want to have a protest. I'm going to be right up in there applying for their job while they outside protesting, baby. You hear me? I ain't got time for the fuck shit. These people are insane. And I mean, are we surprised by this? Are we surprised? Are we really surprised that we have so many people that are against vaccine mandates? But these are the same people that will tell you that you shouldn't get an abortion. You know what I'm saying? These are the same pro-life people. It's their body, their choice until it involves a woman and her body 100%. So we're going to scurry on over to the fact that 360,000 children under the age of 12 have received at least one dose of the COVID vaccine, according to the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention. The preliminary data as of Monday evening shows at least 156 children younger than 12 have started the vaccination regimen within the past 2 weeks as doses first began to become available. Children under 12 represented 5.2% of those who have got their first dose within the last 14 days. I really want to know what you all feel about that, players. Children under the age of 12, the vaccines are approved for emergency use only. Of course, they're not mandated yet, and because they're only approved for emergency use. But once they are approved fully, then I'm pretty sure some schools are going to try, and I can guarantee you California is going to be one of them, probably the first one to mandate that kids have to be vaccinated in order to enter schools. That is going to be a very interesting. That's going to be a very interesting situation to see how it plays out, because we have people right now protesting for their kids not to have to wear a mask. So what do you think is going to happen when you have them to have to get the vaccine in order for them to attend school? My mother said we're going to have a lot of dumbass kids because these people are going to be withdrawing their kids from school, and they're going to be homeschooling them, even though they have to get vaccines in order to enter public school. But I digress, honey. I can expect for things to get a lot worse once they say that it's mandated for kids to actually be vaccinated to enter in school. So I really want to know what you guys think, players. Put it in the comments on Facebook. Let me know what you think about that. If you have a child between the ages of 5 to 12, will you be getting your kid vaccinated before it is fully approved by the CDC, the FDA, or will you wait until after it gets full approval? What would you think? What do you think about that? Let me know, players, in the comments. I'd be very interested to hear what you all have to say. So that's it on the vaccine front. There was one more thing that I wanted to tell you guys about as far as the vaccine is concerned. So some Republican-appointed judges temporarily halted President Biden's COVID vaccine mandate for private businesses. So y'all know that there was a mandate that was done by OSHA, which will require businesses with 100 or more employees must ensure their staff have received shots necessary for full vaccination by January 4th. After that date, unvaccinated employees must submit to weekly negative COVID tests to enter the workplace. Unvaccinated workers must wear a mask indoors at the workplace. It started on December 5th. So Republican appointed judge, they were all appointed by Frumpy Dump in the U.S. Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals. They were the ones to actually block it. And the judges' names were, it was 3 judges, Stuart Kyle Duncan, Kurt Engelhardt, and Eden Holland Jones. And 2 of them were appointed by Frumpy Dump, and 1 of them was appointed by Ronald Reagan. So they actually halted. The Federal Appeals Court temporarily blocked President Biden's COVID vaccine and testing requirements for private businesses on Saturday, just 1 day after it had officially gone into effect. It was Republican attorney generals that filed this emergency motion. There were Texas, South Carolina, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Utah, as well as several private companies. So, yeah. OSHA said that President Biden's administration said that they are committed to upholding OSHA's policy, and they will support them 100%. So they plan to continue fighting to get that done. I feel like it's important to have the vaccination for businesses that have more than 100 employees. Just think about like Amazon and places like that. If they didn't have a mandate, how COVID could possibly be running rampant in that place like it had done previously. You remember when that whole Tyson plant had to close down because all those people got infected with COVID at one time? So that could seriously be the situation if they don't do something about that. So I feel like that's why that is important. Sorry, y'all, I needed some tea. So, you know what? I probably don't need to record this in 2 sessions because I only got one more thing to talk about. And two more things. We're going to scurry on over to Paul Gosar and this AOC debacle that happened. Y'all, I don't know if y'all heard about this bullshit, but let me break it down. And I cannot play the video. I wish that I could. I have a copy of it. I can't play it because if I play it, I could get a violation from Facebook or YouTube for actually playing it. And it would make no sense for me to play it on the podcast because you wouldn't be able to see it. So Paul Gosar tweets this photoshopped video of photoshopped anime video, and it was horrible. It was horribly put together. The animation was not good, and apparently it was made by someone in his team, some dumb ditty in his team, and he had the nerves to tweet this disgusting video. In this video, you can see Musty Marjorie, you can see Lauren Bobblehead flying around like they are supposed to be protecting the United States as anime characters. And at first I was like, okay, what's the big deal? You know what I'm saying? This is tacky as fuck, but it's not something to be all up in arms about. But then, honey, you see Paul Gosar come out from the cloak of darkness where he proceeds to murder AOC on this anime. I declare, honey, I was so thoroughly disgusted by that entire display. I could not believe I was seeing what I was seeing. And guess what, y'all? I seen this 1 day after it was posted, and it had over 4 million views. It had over 4 million views on it. Twitter did not remove the video. They did not remove the video. There was actually, everyone was making tweets and they were like, why hasn't Twitter removed this disgusting video? Paul Gosar was so damn scared that his dumb ass actually turned off his comments. But it was too late. People had it was over 4 million views on the video when I seen it a day later. And when I tell you it was disgusting, and he also had 2 swords, and he presented them to, not presented them, but he pulled them out in front of an anime character that was supposed to be President Biden as well. But his character actually proceeded to unalive AOC, and that video was allowed to stay up on Twitter for more than 24 hours because it just recently, it didn't even get removed. They actually labeled this video on Twitter as it had been placed on it had been blanked out, but you can still click on it to see it. And it said that it had a little label on it that said that the tweet violates company policy against hateful conduct, but it's a public interest notice. So that's why they kept it up. Is Twitter getting paid by tweets or by clicks or something? Because I thought it was disgusting. I just could not believe that that's what they had allowed that to stay up, and it literally stayed up for over 24 hours. So AOC responded to his dumbass. She was in Scotland, and she actually responded saying that nothing will happen to him. And she's exactly right. Kevin McCarthy's not going to do anything about it. Kevin McCarthy will be the one that would have to do something about it. And Kevin McCarthy isn't going to do anything. He's continued to, even though Paul Gosar's tweets, his comments were off on the video on his page, he's still continuing to tweet shit all day today. In fact, I went over there and looked, and he tweeted something against Joe Biden. But I remember how they were all up in arms when Maxine Waters has went off and said certain things, but they will do nothing to Paul Gosar. Adam Schiff was actually on The View today, and I would like for y'all to check out what he had to say.
First of all, he has no business being in Congress. He should have never been elected. He doesn't belong there. And you know, sadly, the Republican conference is now characterized by numerous kooks and dangerous cranks,
yes,
of which he is one. And when you consider where the leadership of that conference is, they're talking today about removing from committees Republicans who voted for a bipartisan infrastructure bill. Their sin was voting for a bipartisan bill to rebuild our roads and bridges and highways.
That will benefit a lot of their voters.
That will benefit a lot of their constituents. And why? Why is that such an offense? Because it contradicts their strategy of making Joe Biden a failure. If it hurts the American people, they don't care, as long as they can make Joe Biden fail. But Paul Gosar creates this video glorifying violence against one of our colleagues who's already been the subject of death threats, and that's perfectly okay. As you were pointing out, they are repeatedly glorifying violence, and it's not as if this is without the backdrop of the violence of January 6th. And in fact, when they go out and they spread this big lie about the election, and they tell Americans basically, we can't trust our elections anymore, any election we lose is rigged, they're basically saying, if we can't rely on elections to decide who governs, then what's left but violence? And that's just dangerous.
Very dangerous.
So that's what Adam Schiff had to say about that. And I 100% agree with him and his sentiments there. The Republicans have gone freaking mad. They're voting against their own interests. The constituents are actually wanting their members of Congress, the people that are supposed to be representing them. They are wanting them to vote against an infrastructure package that helps them. Frumpy Dump actually called, which is Trump, by the way, anybody that hadn't ever been here before. Frumpy Dump actually called Mitch McConnell. He attacked him again today. He called him an old crow for voting for the infrastructure package when Kentucky, of all places, needed this infrastructure package because they don't even fucking have Wi-Fi in a lot of places. I mean, it is freaking disgusting. They do not care. They do not care. One member of Congress that actually voted for it. And shoot, I cannot remember his name. He actually received a death threat. They said that they've been receiving death threats over this bullshit. I mean, it is completely disgusting. His name is Fred Upton. Fred Upton is his name, and he's a Michigan from Michigan. I wish I could play the video for y'all, but the person told him that he wanted him to die, that he should die because he voted for the infrastructure deal. These people are insane. The infrastructure deal does nothing but help Americans, and they don't want it. But if it was a tax cut, they'll be all in there for it. It is a hot boo-boo shitty mess for people to actually want the people who represent them to vote against their own interest. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. But this is the world. This is the world of frumpy dumpisms. This is what we have now that frumpy dump has came and basically fucked up the damn world and really just the GOP was already in the toilet, but he really flushed it when he came. I mean, it's just completely disgusting. And the reason why I say that conservatives are was in the toilet when Frumpy Dump came was because of the fact that they don't grow, they don't evolve, they don't change. They're still stuck in the times that's all you hear them say. We want to go back to the good old days. Well, what was the good old days, motherfucker? Because I don't remember them. I mean, I declare, honey, what a disgrace. So backpedaling, pushing pop back over to Paul Gosar, I want y'all to hear what his sister had to say about him.
Is that those threats are coming from a member of the House of Representatives.
And you would think that those very members alongside this person would hold him accountable. No, they leave it to family members to come forward in the public, and it's on a show like yours, which, by the way, thank you for letting me speak out here again. This is my first time on your show, but I appreciate any opportunity to put a spotlight on this awful man. I mean, honestly, is there one policy, is there one insight that Paul has ever brought to his district, to Arizona, to the United States of America? And absolutely, unequivocally, the answer is no. And in fact, what he is expounding upon in his sick fantasies is the fact that he cannot even approach the intellect of Representative Ocasio-Cortez. He cannot respond with his word salad and somehow meet her intelligence or her information. So what he has to do is call out his Groyper brothers and sisters, whoever they may be, and like show them what he wishes, lest one of them act on it. It's very concerning, and he must be stopped.
When you say he's getting worse, is there a mental deterioration that you're observing?
I think so. I mean, I think it's apparent. I see comments consistently about his head movements, his speech. I mean, I'm using the word salad, and I think I'm using it correctly in a clinical way. He doesn't speak in complete sentences. He's often word finding. He can't find the right word. So you often hears malaprops, but it's not a malaprop. It's a neurological problem. And I suspect he has a neurodegenerative condition, but I don't know that. You can ask him, he'll deny it. But of course, like everything else that my eldest brother says, it is a lie.
Child, you know you must be real bad when your own sister come out against you. And she's younger than Paul, so that's his baby sister that's coming out against him. Child, but this is not new. This is not new for them to come out and say anything about Paul Gosar. His brother and sister been shitting on his ass, and I declare, honey, it is a wonder to watch, because I just be looking at him like, damn, you really just gonna do your own brother like that? But I guess if your brother a piece of shit, you gotta do what you gotta do, honey. You gotta do what you gotta do. So, child. So Paul Gosar has not responded to anybody in regards to this video. I'm pretty sure it's going to be lingering around, kind of like Ted Cruz and the Big Bird debacle. AOC has responded, and she has said that he won't face any consequences. That's all she basically said. And everyone is pretty much outraged about this, except for the GQP. Kevin McCarthy has been tight-lipped about the situation. they're not going to do anything, but it is quite disgusting. So we're going to move on to the last subject of the night, you guys. This is really a short episode, but honestly, I just kind of got this stuff together on the fly, some things that I wanted to talk about. So this right here is going to take up a little time, though. So let's talk about Joe Rogan funky ass and what the hell he done did, because I am thoroughly disgusted by this asshat. Child, so apparently Joe Rogan told the media that he was immunized back in August. So everybody's thinking that he is he's immunized. He's one of the few members of the NFL that actually got immunized. Well, last week he ended up getting COVID, and come to find out, his ass was not immunized. He freaking lied. And let me tell you where this becomes a big deal. This becomes a big deal because the NFL had some type of policy where you didn't have to wear a mask if you were vaccinated. So basically he lied so he wouldn't have to wear a mask. You didn't have to submit to testing if you were vaccinated as well. So he actually lied to everyone when he said that he was vaccinated, and he actually got perks because he said, yes, Aaron Rodgers. Who the hell did I say, Keith? Help me out. Ooh, I'm tired. Shit. Oh, my Lord. Keith, help me. Who did I say? I'm embarrassed, y'all. Sorry, podcast. He got to tell me who I said. I said Joe Rogan. Child. Well, it's about Joe Rogan stinking ass, too. Okay, so Aaron Rodgers plays for the Green Bay Packers. Am I right? Can y'all tell I'm tired? I'm telling y'all, that trial drained the shit out of me today. I'm not lying. Well, Joe Rogan's got something to do with it. Y'all, let's take a sip of tea. I love y'all. I'm so tired, but I needed to do what it is. Oh gosh. One more sip of tea, y'all. One more sip. Get you a sip. Oh, then I just spilled it on myself. Lord have mercy. I just spilled my tea on myself. Y'all, I need to go to bed. Let me get this on out the way. All right. Thank you, Keith. I appreciate you. Okay, so we talking about Aaron Rodgers' asshat. The asshat Aaron Rodgers. That's who we talking about. Okay, so back in August, he said, yeah, Joe Rogan is his Dr. Trent. So Aaron Rodgers said back in August that he was immunized. So, of course, if you say you immunized, that means your ass is vaccinated. He's been receiving all these perks by not having to get tested. He hasn't had to wear a mask and all of that stuff because he said he was vaccinated. Well, come to find out, his ass ain't vaccinated. He gets the COVID, and now he say he wants to be like Joe Rogan, and Joe Rogan is now his personal friend. Let's check this out.
I'm 48 hours in, and I consulted with a now good friend of mine, Joe Rogan, after he got COVID, and I've been doing a lot of the stuff that he recommended in his podcasts and, on the phone to me, and I'm going to have the best immunity possible now based on the 2.5 million person study from Israel that the people who get COVID and recover have the most robust immunity. And I'm thankful for people like Joe stepping up and using their voice. I'm thankful for my medical squad. And I'm thankful for all the love and support I've gotten. But I've been taking monoclonal antibodies, ivermectin, zinc, vitamin C and D, HCQ, and I feel pretty incredible.
Okay, so you said a lot there.
I declare, honey, what a disgrace. So he's taking the ivermectin. I'm pretty sure it's the prescription brand. He's taking the ivermectin. He's listening to Joe Rogan, getting the Z-Pack, and Joe Rogan is his doctor through his COVID journey. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. Even though the CDC has said, the FDA has said that that ivermectin is not a treatment for COVID. They still continue to do this. They still continue to listen to old dumb ditty Joe Rogan. I declare, honey, what a fucking disgrace. So after this, everybody's laughing at Aaron Rodgers because he's listening to Joe Rogan. So most people are disappointed in Aaron Rodgers because he's listening to Joe Rogan because his motherfucking ass lied. He goes out on the defense and says that he didn't lie. People just assume that. Well, motherfucker, if you say you immunized, then that means that you got the vaccination. I mean, I don't understand how he doesn't understand that the two went together, but anything to backpedal and pussy pop out of a situation. That's what you're gonna do. So even though he has it, he said he's doing well because he's listened to Joe Rogan. So this again is feeding into this where people are going to be listening to what Joe Rogan did instead of listening to health professionals. You see what I'm saying? Because the more people that Joe Rogan gets on his side, they're going to want to take ivermectin. And then this is the thing about that. They can get the prescription version, but there's people out there that can't get the prescription version. So you know what they're going to do? Take their ass right on up to PetSmart and say that they, need ivermectin and taking it over taking the kind, for actual pets. It's just stupid. It's disgusting because it's not a treatment for COVID. But I digress. So Joe Rogan ends up, Aaron Rodgers ends up losing an endorsement deal with a health company. I can't remember who it was. It started with a P, Previa or something like that, with the hospital system or whatever. He loses an endorsement there. And then today, I'll let you guys know that him and the Green Bay Packers actually got fined for him not being vaccinated and not following the guidelines that the NFL had in place. And it was a big hefty fine for the Green Bay Packers, although it's not like they can't afford it. So the NFL actually fined Rodgers $14,650, and the Packers were fined $300,000. NFL Vice President of Communication Brian McCarty said that wide receiver Alan Lazard also received a fine for $14,000 for violating protocol as well. Because Aaron Rodgers tested, not because he tested positive, but because he said that he was vaccinated and he wasn't vaccinated and he violated their guidelines of wearing masks and getting tested and all that kind of stuff. Child, I declare, what a disgrace. So he's got to pay that money. It's not like he don't have it. State Farm actually said they plan on standing by him, but a lot of people said that they're not seeing as many of those commercials with Aaron Rodgers on there. So that was very interesting to me that State Farm chose to stand by him. I'm not surprised by it, but it just, it kind of gave me a little bit of pause there. I really don't care for State Farm. I feel like their shit is overpriced and they do not give insurance to people for stupid ass reasons. They have some horrible underwriters and I don't appreciate State Farm at all. So I really don't mess with them like that. But anyway, honey, that is what is going on in the world today. Again, I will be live tomorrow for my show. You Can't Make This Shit Up on tomorrow at 10 o'clock Central Standard Time. Somebody's asking me a question, so I will answer it. Hey, just in, Trump lost his case to protect the set. Oh, yeah, honey, I made a video about that. So y'all want to talk about the January 6th Select Committee. I'm going to go ahead and slide that in there. So Frumpy Dump lost that federal, his motion that he filed in the wee hours of the night last night. He was trying to pull a fast one, honey. And Judge Tanya rejected that shit like my kids reject them damn off-brand Cheetos, honey. Oh, yes, honey. And I was so excited to see that happened because they need to get those records. Those records needs to be accessible ASAP so they can review those. The January 6th Select Committee. And they also subpoenaed Kayla McEnany. The January 6th Select Committee subpoenaed Kayla McEnany, Mark Meadows, and oh my God, it was somebody else big that I can't remember their name. Somebody else. Anyway, they all got subpoenaed. So the January 6th Select Committee is making it do what it do tonight, honey. And I must say, I'm excited about the whole entire display. I'm really excited to see what's going to come out of that. I'm hoping that Kayla says she's not going to testify, so they can actually she can actually do some time for not doing it. Yeah, it was Stephen Miller. Thank you, Andrea. I appreciate that. It was actually about 10 of them that got subpoenaed. So I was excited to see that. So what's this? I need to look up the fine folks who have pay goes to. Do you know? I don't know, Trent. I wish I did know. But I don't. Yeah. So I'm really hoping that Kayla doesn't comply with the subpoena, though. That's what I'm hoping for. But I know her stinking ass. She gonna comply because she's scary. And she ain't got no money like that anyway. She's over there working for Fox News. Oh, one more thing. Did y'all know that Newsmax done implemented a vaccine mandate? Oh, yes, honey. Newsmax done got a vaccine mandate. How y'all gonna be? How y'all gonna be y'all spewing so much hate over the vaccine and now you got a vaccine mandate? Child, these companies, Fox News, Newsmax, OAN. I couldn't get over that, child. I laughed for like 5 minutes when I seen it. I know they pissed. Like, how y'all gonna spew so much shit every night about the vaccine, but y'all got a damn mandate? So anybody still working there? I think they got until January to get vaccinated. So anybody still working there by after January, they actually comply with the mandate. Oh God, I want to know if Stankfield is still gonna be working there. Child, I declare, what a disgrace. Y'all, I appreciate you. Oh God, this thing got me tickled. I can just imagine them sitting there talking shit about the mandates. And then they having to get vaccinated themselves. I declare. Baby, it's a mess. It's a hot boo-boo shitty mess. And the way they're going to try to explain that is, oh, well, we got the we don't own the company. We just work here. Yeah, but you're telling your people to stand up against the mandates and you're not doing this shit yourself. What a fucking disgrace. I got to put that on my Instagram. All right, y'all. So make sure y'all join me tomorrow night. We'll be talking about Travis Scott. I can't get it out. Okay. Okay, let me get on. We'll make sure y'all join me tomorrow night for You Can't Make This Shit Up at 10 o'clock Central Time. We'll be talking about Travis Scott and the disaster that was Astro World, as well as we'll be talking about the trial for the murder of Ahmaud Arbery and several. We may be talking about other things too. We're also going to have a little prize. So make sure y'all come and join us because we will be premiering on the BS3 network on Roku. So if you have a Roku, you can also download BS3 network and you can also download BS3 network and you can watch us live on your television. So that is very exciting. So excited to see that. If you are on Facebook, please consider becoming a supporter. At the top of the screen, you will see Become a Supporter where you can pay $4.99 a month. You will receive exclusive content and exclusive lives with me. So make sure you guys go and check that out and become a supporter for Old Double D because I need you guys to continue doing this stuff. I really appreciate y'all. And on YouTube, make sure you like the video. On Facebook, make sure you like the video and subscribe and like the pages if you have not. Y'all have a good night. Thank you for joining me for a brand new episode of The Real Tea with Double D. Y'all have a precious night. Thank you. Bye-bye.